Hello and welcome to another episode of ICS Cyber Talks podcast. And today it's part of the English version of the podcast. I'm glad to have with me Alexander Tartakovsky. I said it right?
Yes, exactly.
The founder and the CEO of IoT 365. Hello, Alexander.
Hello.
May I call you Alex?
Yes, that's okay.
Good. It would be much easier. So, we have a tradition over here, Alex. And first of all, usually we're asking for a short bio of yourself so people can know you, know your past. And then we will jump into the technology and they would understand what is the connection. So please go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Alex and I'm the founder and CEO of IoT 365. I'm an expert in the cybersecurity space. Being in the VP of IT position at Silicom Ltd last 15 years, I faced many cybersecurity challenges that I succeeded in recognizing and stopping on time. As a leader of an IT team in 5 worldwide branches, I learned to look at the cybersecurity world globally and trust my team. And the last 2 years, I decided and recognized that we have huge challenges to protect the IoT and OT sphere worldwide, because all the last decades was the cybersecurity world was concentrated on the regular networking and IT, like servers, regular networking, office networking, and forgot about the operation technology. That's after critical damage that's now we are hearing and seeing that daily over the world, we can understand how we are in the bad position, because we are touching about sometimes we are talking about critical infrastructure like water supply, like transportation damage that we had so in India. So that's humans die. So that's very, very critical and very hot demanded solution today, and the sphere that should be answered by a good and effective solution.
So you took us to the right place. And why is that? For the last, I think we have already 60 episodes, something like that. And I'm always saying that you need to do the differentiation between IT and OT. And who is really in the OT understand that. I'm still meeting a lot of CISOs and CIOs that are less aware of the OT, even though they have a lot of OT and IoT in their systems. And they keep looking, I would say, under the light, okay, where it's very convenient. Let's talk about PCs, let's talk about servers, let's talk about networking. But to do the next step of going to the layer of the PLCs, DCSs, go to the machine layer, over there they're stuck. And there is also another issue that I meet quite a lot, and this is the misconcept of if there is a cyber attack, it would be only from the IT to the OT. So they are totally ignoring the probability of attacking directly the OT. And this is something that I feel all the time. I have it across the board, and I'm trying. I'm really trying to change that, and I hope that with this podcast, some of the things are changed. So I understood why you came into the OT. You saw that there is a big need for that. But let's try to concentrate into the issue of What is the problem that you are exactly wants to give an answer?
Okay, shortly, the money is talking. So the average attacks on the critical infrastructure in the USA cost $22 million in average per incident. So that's the short answer.
Okay.
That is short answer.
Now give me the long one.
So the long answer that we are talking about the critical infrastructure. That's we are talking about zero level. Once the SOC people, the SOC IT cyber security that's sitting in the security operation centers don't see and don't recognize and don't understand even possibility, like you saw before, the attack physically directly on the electrical level on the operation technology environment. And that's first of all. Secondary, even some advanced factories and sectors like oil, gas, and critical infrastructure, smart city sectors that's connected to the water supplies that's critical to the human lives. Recognizing that and trying to solve that by the existing tools, like you talked before, that's existing for the IT world. For example, nobody talked about to create a dedicated SIEM. SIEM that's Security Information Events Manager. So even the billion-dollar companies like Nozomi, Armis, and other taking the third-part solution like the SIEM of that's not actually
Yeah, like QRadar, Splunk, and others.
yes.
They're using, and as I was working with building SOCs, yes, you were using the regular IT SIEMs. And this is something that sounds good, because I think it's about time that someone would build a SIEM which is dedicated to the idea of OT. But this is putting me in another position for another answer, another question, sorry. And the question is, if I would put analyst in front of your system, an IT analyst, or someone from the operation SOC, does your system would give them enough information for them to understand that they need to do something because there is an alert on attack or something like that?
Indeed, absolutely. That was our mindset to create something very clear and very easy to understand and readable solution. We talked about minimum graphs on the one pen, like 6 graphs. So the person's brains doesn't recognize and understand deeper the quantity bigger than 6 graphs together. So we did that very, very graphical, and only the sample. So we divided all the events for 3 layers, like all the events of the operation technology networking or IoT networking. After that, that's potential suspicious incident that we are actually working with few layers of detection. And only after running the AI layer, we are detecting the false positive, and we are leaving only the red events. So in few seconds, you can recognize that you have event that's already past 4 layers of detection. So absolutely, yes, that was our mindset. And that's regarding the SOC people, that the different problems that we are talking about now, that the operation teams, that's a different person from the SOC persons.
Yeah, of course. But again, I'm talking about a room that there are professionals that are sitting inside. Either they are professional in operation and they don't understand much about cyber. Or the other way, analysts that are great with cyber, but don't understand nothing in OT and usually in OT cyber. So, I'm trying to close the gap. I'm trying to look for something which is closing me the gap, other than, of course, training and education and all other things. This is something that I'm dealing with it right now, about doing some training to both parts, to bring them to the middle so they can understand in OT and a bit cyber, in cyber and a bit of OT, and hopefully it would work. Let's talk about IoT 365.
Okay.
From where is the name?
Okay, that's very easy. Because I started to recognize, as I talked before, that we have huge problem with IoT devices. So I started to investigate the cyber threats in the regular networking about the CCTV cameras, some card readers, that's nobody updating firmware there. And I found that I want to make the solution. So after that, I want to make the company. After that, what is the company's name? So I remember this day that was so late that I talked with few potential customers, and I'm trying to find the name almost before the sleeping, and I think for myself, I need IoT at the start of the name of the company. IoT is that simple, but IoT is already not existing. That's occupied.
Yeah,
Occupied is a domain.
In all the domains, yeah, of course.
Domain.com, I'm trying IoT, but IoT 365 jumped me 365 to IoT, because 365, that's daily. I'm protecting the organization, and I'm sure that should be 24/7 and 36/5. Let's try 36/5. That's not the end of the story. 36/5. Occupied.com. So what I can to choose that it's not occupied. So IMC, that's now IO, that's very popular ending.
I'm using also IO.
That's like input output. That's actually coming from some place, geographical place in the in the planet, but many IT companies, startups companies using IO. So that is IoT365.io. That's very simple, very good. And I was lucky this night.
Well, if 365 works for Microsoft, it's good enough for you.
That's actually potential strategy. Probably we will have some discussion to sell that in 5 years, but that's not our...
They have the IoT Defender now. So it sounds well. Okay. Who you are addressing your solution?
Okay, so that's a very good question, because I started to promote my solution by sectors in USA. Okay, so first, money talking. Okay, money is talking. So what is the richest sectors and surviving from the more cyber attacks, like 24% from all the cyber attacks coming to the retail sector. Why is that? Because it's money, credit cards, data, point of sale, CCTV cameras, and you coming to the number $7.9 trillion only market worth. So wow, that's great.
This is the market only in the US?
Yes, it's US market only.
So probably the total market would be 2.5 times of that number, because Europe and the US, all of Europe and the US, it's quite the same usually. And you have the Pacific, you have all the others. So it's a big number. So you're talking about, I assume that it's around 20 billion.
Yes, so that is the first potential sector that I concentrated on that sector.
Okay.
I will speak about the sector, why I'm not now concentrating on this sector specifically, because I checked that. Okay, so maybe I will help to another potential startup to miss this opportunity. The sectors like retail in USA, that's very, very big. and rich sector. For example, the company like Home Depot could count it 1,000 branches inside, 1,000, probably the 10,000 also. So that's huge numbers. And I talked about that. For example, I should make proof of concept. Okay, I am succeeding to make that in the one branch. That's not so big deal. 50 CCTV cameras, point of sales, and few devices. So it's 50 devices in one branch. Okay, I run in 2 weeks. I succeed. What after that happening? How can I provide the service to 10,000 worldwide branches located in USA? That's huge numbers. So that's worldwide brands, and they have actually in each average city in USA their location.
Usually more than one even.
Yes, and that's the problem. Because we are a small company, we have very good, strong team. We have very strong C-level in USA. I will speak after that about the team.
Yeah, I would glad to hear about it.
Yes, and actually, I was shocked because actually that will be problem to provide the service, and I am thinking about full workflow from not only proof of concept. Sales, after that you should support this. That customer should be very, very happy with you to go forward. And I, in this stage, stopped in this sector. Okay, so the next sector that's I started to investigate and to go and to talk about the proof of concepts that we are already starting to make that. That's smart cities.
Okay.
What is the smart cities today? New York City departments have probably 65 agencies only in New York City. So they have transportation, they have medical services, they have fire services, and more and more and more. Each such sector agency has 1,000 devices inside. So that's huge market.
Yeah.
And we started to work with Maria Samnik, that work actually cyber architect in the cyber command in the New York City department 6 years. And she liked my solution very much. We talked with her probably half year, and she decided to work in IoT 365 in position CEO, Chief Operation Officer. And now we're pushing, and we are increasing our skills, and we are building something that's fit the expectation from the top level of demand in the market.
Okay.
So that was another sector, and we have more sector now with proof of concept. So that's only the start of the way, but I'm feeling that's very, very huge potential here. The next sector is critical infrastructures. Critical infrastructure must have a solution. Any sensor that's going bad and doesn't work properly should damage full production workflow, and that should impact on the water supply, for example, and fire protection, or different even gas and oil, and that's very, very dangerous results should be occurred once you are not stopping and not detecting threat inside this.
Yeah, of course. Well, first of all, we know that critical infrastructure is something that all companies that are dealing with OT are looking at, because they are. The feeling is that the big break in, would come from there. We still see that the OT is moving very slow. The cyber protection, prevention, detection, it's still moving slow. I'm always saying that I would be glad, and please nobody get offended, but I'd be glad if I would have a very big attack on an OT, real OT environment. We had in Iran 12 years ago. No, we need it now. because maybe this would open eyes, because I still feel that this is something that is not, well, for a factory or for energy or whatever. It would be in the priority of 5, 6, 7. I want to see it in priority 3. I want to see it in priority 2. Okay, so let's try to describe the system. Okay? What the system is doing and how it's doing that, what you can say.
Okay, so we have the system that actually connects both worlds in the operation technology and SOC command together.
Okay.
So we are trying to provide both team very effectively and fast to recognize problem, not only threats. So I will explain. So regarding SOC command, cyber command, we are providing threat detection. We are going by 4-layer solution. We have threat detection first layer by recognizing that with comparing that with the existing updating feeds database by URL, IP, hash database that's connected over the world. That's independent connections by open source, and that's huge advantages from the regular IT tools that's connected only to McAfee or Trend Micro or whatever. So that's very limited to see all the type of attacks and all the IP URLs that's running over the world daily by second and minutes, and that's huge advantages as first layer. So we are detecting that. After this detection, we build now rules for operation technology team. We have normalization rules. So we are building here solution that's based on decade experience of our CTO, Zahar Bengar, that's work actually in the oil and gas software development to provide such a solution, because it's missing. That is missing, and we build the rules, and that's like coming like a Lego. For example, you don't need all the 30 rules. Probably you need only 5 rules, and each rule that's actually customizable. You can put, for example, some definitions that you can access 3 times per some PLC, and that's okay. So I'm not detecting that as a threat, but more for 3 times, you're detecting that's a threat. That's very, very useful tool that nobody has in the industry, and that's very flexible. That's also only second layer, okay? In addition of this, we have machine learning in the parallel that's running and learning the correct traffic. And once you see some abnormal behavior in the networking, so that's jumping and detecting that as a threat detection.
So what you're doing is, it's quite common in the industry. You're building a baseline, and from then on, you see the anomalies, right?
Yes, we are using actually NVidia machine learning inside our algorithm.
Okay.
And that's one of the best algorithms today worldwide, because it's coming from NVIDIA, but that's required GPU and whatever, but that's working good, and that's pre-installed. And that should to learn the specific dedicated networking when you're installing that. 2-3 weeks, that's taking time to learn a specific behavior.
Yeah, of course.
When you see anomalies, so you are detecting threats. And on top of all these layers, we added AI. AI, that's a different story of the problem today. That's now AI-initiated attacks will come in real world very fast, and that will be feeling by a very simple scenario, like hackers will not attack you directly. They will put something that you will think that you detected something, and you will have some reaction that probably will shut down any port or any
So you're saying if someone would use the GPT, then something that he would get back from the AI machine probably withhold something inside, and you would know how to recognize it.
Exactly. So we
Okay.
added NVidia Morpheus AI that actually should recognize false positive. And we actually even showing that on the graphs in the red that it's positive and false positive in the red, in the green near the red. So that's very intuitive. So that's
Yeah,
our
we know that
idea.
false positive. I think it's the biggest issue with all the IDS system that we have today. There is a lot of handworking to remove those alerts on the beginning, on the setup. I remember that I had a customer that said, "Well, I'm willing to have no more than 5 false positive a day." Now, we done it, but it was a big headache. And you know how to do that automatically?
Yes, as I talked about that. So we integrated in full modular model architecture. We integrated the separate layer like AI.
Mm-hmm.
They coming and analyzing all the detected events, and we see what is actually passed, like detected like a threat, or was filtered like a false positive. So yes, absolutely yes.
Okay. 2 questions. I'm asking myself with which one to start, but let's start with the simple one. One of the things that I'm asking almost every startup that is coming over here from the IDS perspective, and I'm saying, look, I can understand that there would be a lot of cybersecurity companies, OT cybersecurity companies, in countries where they are really industrial countries. You know, Germany, England, Japan, US. And what I see today is that, let's say that I believe if you are looking at the big companies that are dealing with IDS, probably we have 10 of those, 11, 7 of them are Israelis. This is something that is very hard for me to understand because it sounds like, you know, why? And I'm asking you this question.
Yeah.
How can it be? You know, you are in Israel. I know that you are, let's say, your foundation and your big work is in the US. You're a US company, if I remember well.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes, we are US.
But still,
company.
you're Israeli. Okay, it started here.
Yes.
How? What is the how can it be? You understand what I'm asking?
Yes. I can explain that. I think many people will understand me who is living in Israel, and I fought with myself to make this exit and to make something for myself and to found that the last position 16 years in Silicon Ltd global company comfort zone. That is the big problem for all the people worldwide. That's the problem. So now, today, I'm seeing myself sitting daily and resolving many tasks and problems for my company that I'm working that like at home, and that was very good. But you found yourself coming to the same point yearly, and you didn't do nothing for yourself actually, and that's not your idea. That idea from something. So I can explain that Israel persons very easy and ready to change their world. So we can see that historically, because at the end of the army, many comes to Chile, to another countries, 2 years, 3 years. So that's Israeli guys. So that's not the biggest country worldwide, but once you're coming to very strange places like Panama, Chile, or South Americans, you can see there are many Israelis in such a place. So you can understand that's something like Israel, very young country, and many changes, wars, problems, and we still very adaptive to such changes. So that's explaining why Israel guys could wake up in the morning and to make something new. So that's my explanation and my
Okay.
interpretation for your question.
Very good. I like this. You're saying this is part of us. This is part of the Israeli nature. Very good explanation.
Thank you.
From now on, I would put it as my explanation. Very good. Second one is, as I said before, there are quite a few companies that are dealing with cybersecurity for the OT. And do you feel that there is place for another player? Are you doing something that is so uniquely different from others? Because usually I can tell you that if I'm looking at the past, okay, we were talking all the time only about detection. From cyber point of view and from OT point of view, doing more than detection was a problem. Because if you are doing any kind of prevention or any kind of protection, IPSs and those, you could actually stop a manufacturing line. Okay, so we all the time we were talking about IDS. Now, did you change this, or still we are only in detection? We don't do any prevention?
Okay, that's two questions. You asked me two questions. The first questions you started about if I see the place to more players in the playground. So absolutely yes. I will be lucky to see much more companies that understand and providing a different kind of solutions and actually learning the same problem from the different angles that should bring huge, awesome added value, and we should be in the more recognizable situation for the critical infrastructure defense. So that's my question. Absolutely yes. Regarding the second question, we have very clear philosophy. Okay, once we are talking about the critical infrastructure, we know what is happening inside, and we don't want to touch any device actively, not to change any functions. Even we are built our architecture that's in full isolated mode. We are only mirroring the data and uploading it by different separate networking. So we are not touching even potentially to nothing to the organization. That is the reason that we are not reactive. Okay, we have no any reaction, but we have a solution. The solution, we are coming to big companies. We are talking about $1 billion companies to provide them solution. So what kind of SOAR, that security orchestration response system, do you have in the place? So we have some system. Okay, that's your question. That's your answer. And I'm talking, okay, so we have all types of the transferring data formats to push the detected threats to required format. Okay. So again, so we are able to push any detected threats to require like JSON format, syslog format, any API format required by your SOAR system, existing system, and you are okay. Once you don't have SOAR system and you want, we can recommend you top 10, and you can choose together. We can help you to integrate it to close this cycle. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it's making a lot of sense, especially when SOAR is becoming today one of the tools to reduce the need of working hands and to understand better what is happening. About IoT 365. What is the desire? Okay. Where do you want to go? What kind of a company, what kind of project that you are looking for in this stage that you can put yourself in and as a proof of concept, proof of solution?
Okay, so that's very difficult to choose specific company because we talk about the sectors like critical infrastructure and energy like gas, oil, green energy right now. That's $1 billion company. So I will be glad and I will run and will invest myself 100%. But once we are talking about some sexy projects that I want to feel that I'm on the top of the world, we are talking about the smart city projects that's today happening in the Saudi Arabia Saudite. That's Xeom, this name of the city, smart city Xeom. That will be one of the richest city worldwide. Only the yacht plays here. Everything controlled automatically. So the huge mass of the devices we are talking about.
This is the one city, long city.
Yes, this long city is divided by 3 parts, actually, included the dolphinarium, yachts, and some mountains, probably, and some interesting infrastructure inside. So, actually, that's my desire, and that will be very good. Actually, we have some initial contacts about the proof of concept, but, they're very, very slow. They're working slow because it's very sensitive, and they're working together with the source side specialists, so that's not fast selling workflow. But I like, some challenges.
Wow, this is a great challenge. It's not a small one.
Yeah.
What you see in the future of the OT security, cybersecurity? So you're a new player in this playground. You have some vision, and you plan yourself at least 5 to 6 years ahead. Where do you think all of this is going?
Okay, so we have statistics and analytics data that showing growth CAGR about 20% yearly. And we are talking about $1 trillion industry together with all the demanded solutions of cyber protection. And as you said before, the people will wake sometimes and will see daily problems, or maybe one per week, but many critical damage incident nobody know about that. So that's absolutely will be a huge niche to come and to work there. Together with that, it's very difficult niche because we are talking about $1 billion company, potential customers. That's very complicated to start to work with them. And that's the problem because only the $1 billion company staying stable in this area, even if their solution not the best. But they already confirmed by all the protocols, by years in the industry, So I see that this will be very many purchasing, merging and purchasing processes, and that will be grow, but not significantly. That's not like you are opening new store and starting
Yeah, of course.
to sell something. So that's my vision, but that will grow slowly, not proportionally like the demanded market, but that will grow significantly.
One of the things that you said before was that you expect to see more attacks that are based AI from the attacker's view. And I'm joking all the time. I said, in the end of the day, we would sit, we would do nothing. The hackers would sit, we would sit, and the AI would fight with the AI.
Yes.
And probably this is not so far away. When you're talking AI, the timing become critical. Because if AI conducting an attack, then it's not a human. It would go very, very fast.
Exactly.
You would need the same tool on the other side that would do all the protection, prevention, whatever, again, in the same rhythm.
Exactly.
Now, you said that you already put something like this in your system. And this is something that you are focusing on developing on?
That's already integrated. It's working.
Okay.
Even into a cloud solution, both Microsoft Azure and AWS. We have even both, solution. So I divided this for the demonstration platform that's sitting in the Azure, because I'm showing and demonstrating so much sessions daily. So I don't have the privilege to change that in the demonstration platform.
Yeah.
And we have the production platform for proof of concept, and we are going to go to the customers to build their full secured mode. And that's a very, very good question. So we are already integrated such a solution in the
Great. So one thing that I want to make clear for myself, actually. In the end of the day, you are a SIEM. Okay, so you're doing all the aggregation from the layer 2 of the factory up to the SIEM in one system. Now, if I have 20 branches, I'm saying it's only 20, okay?
Okay.
There are companies that have hundreds. Do I work on the same SIEM with all of them? Like it's one SOC that I can see all of them. Can I see it on geographical? Let's say that I'm a very big company and I have factories in Europe, in the US, in Asia. Can I split it that Asia would see Asia, Europe would see Europe, and US would see US? I'm trying to understand from managerial how you deal with that.
That's a great question. Here coming our unique solution that we are working parallelly, and we are concentrated to sort all the events by independent model. So we are even now in the patent pending stage. So that's unique solution. So absolutely, we are connecting all the branches by our devices. That should be cloud, that should be physical devices, that we should see the topology. And actually, we are working both in the cloud sphere and the hybrid sphere and full SCADA sphere also. So that's okay.
Okay.
So that's very important. And actually, we built the tools for operation teams also. So today, if you're asking me that it's only SIEM, no, that's not only SIEM. I can rename that to the something platform that's connecting OT and the security teams to analyze the threat detection in the critical infrastructure. And we even provided some interactive map that you can see the disconnected devices in the red, potential error devices like PLC in the orange color. And you can see that on the one map, even like to play with this and to zoom that. So that's something new that we are going to.
By the way, do you handle operational issues?
Yes.
Do you know to do the correlation or uncorrelate between cyber and operation?
Yes. That's a new challenges that I can explain. We have now.
Please do.
Yes. Right, few days ago, we completed to make proof of concept with one of the biggest companies worldwide that analyzes electrical signals in the zero level, in the SCADA level. So they analyzing electrical signals and they gathering that to the PLC, and we are making the PLC like additional input to our system, and they using our user interface, and we are using their signals from the zero level. So that's very huge and game changer worldwide game changer solution.
Interesting, very interesting. So, Alex, surprisingly, we came to the end. We're already 1 hour talking. And what do you like our viewers, listeners to take from this conversation?
Okay, especially and emotionally, I will not talk about ICS at the end of the story. I will concentrate all the listeners to go out from their comfort zone. That's my message to the world.
Great message, because I am 100% behind you. Okay, I'm saying it all over again and again and again. Go out, look, go into the dark.
Thank you.
and look for the things that you less understand, that you don't understand. Learn them. This is the main issue, and I believe that the reason that I was doing my transfer from IT to OT was just because of that. Because it was something new for me. The OT is not new. The ICS is not new. It's even before the IT. But for me, it was something new. It was to learn new configuration, new architectures. And me as an architect, it was very interesting to start dealing with something which is not by definition computer. Even the PLC is a kind of
Exactly.
computer, but still it's something else. And it's great fun, really, for me. Alex, thank you very much for your time. It was great. I hope that this podcast would help to move you on, to expose you to more professionals that are looking for solutions, that are willing to help. I believe that in your stage, you're looking for what we call design partners. So if someone would come at this stage to work with you, he can really influence the design of the product and bring it more closely to what he needs. So no problem. And again, I would put in the comments the link to your website. Okay, so if someone would like to go and dive deeper, you can do that. And thank you very much for your time, Alex.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the interview.
It was my fun
Thank
and
you.
my pleasure.